welcome to eComm Stand-Up with Daria and Bel. I don't know what it is I did at the end. It's been a
I
week.
don't know. It's like doing it. It's been a week.
I think I was like, isn't this a thing? Dabbing?
Is that what the kids doing these days?
I don't think so anymore. I actually learned like Riz is out. All these words are already out that like I just learned.
Like Riz. Oh, really?
Riz.
Oh.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that's what listen, I don't know. This is what TikTok tells me.
Gotta go where the TikTok goes. So
what's happening in the world, Belinda?
Never mind what's happening in the world. What's happening with this? What's happening with our...
Yeah, it's very funny how, I mean, the first episode we did on video, we like did our hair. I was wearing makeup. I was like wearing a nice sweater, earrings. Now I think I washed my hair a week ago, if that. I have a colony blossoming on my face, so I'm going to be facing this way, listeners, today. Hi there. And then we are not actually wearing matching shirts. It just looks like we are.
No, I'm wearing, well, mine is here because, okay, so this is my...
Do you have two holes in your shoulder or just one?
So you need to be quiet for a second. This is my coding outfit. So whenever it's a high-tech day, I wear my Spider-Man t-shirt. I don't wear pants. I wear
party on the bottom, business on the top.
Always party on the bottom, baby. No, never party on the bottom. It's never. There's no party going on. There's no party. So embarrassed.
All right. Anyway, it's your coding, so you usually have your Spider-Man shirt on,
and I just wear like boy shorts.
Yeah.
Right. And so today I've got this shirt on, which has a hole in.
And I know we have 2 holes in it.
Yeah. So I know I don't know what happened. We were pitching a 7-figure company and I was wearing this shirt.
Did we get it?
Totally. Of course we got it.
No, this is the thing though. It's like, you know, I probably do eventually need to go the Steve Jobs route of just having like 15 black turtlenecks and like the same jeans and just wear the same thing. It's too much energy to start thinking about all this.
I wear a lot of collared shirts. I just like wearing a kind of collared shirt, or I don't know, I just like wearing my stuff. But this is Techie Fridays. We're in the...
It is Techie Friday. I have hot yoga in a few hours, which is very necessary. I've been standing at work all week, and like I think my back hurts a little bit, so I definitely need to stretch that out a little bit. What are we talking about today, though? Is anything happening in the world of Taylor Swift and F1? I mean, Taylor's back on tour.
Yep.
She's in Sydney. Travis was there, and she sang "Guy on the Chiefs" again.
No.
Everyone in the Sydney arena did the Sydney boys only want love if it's torture. Sydney, do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
On the last, I think 1989 tour, so not the last tour, but on 1989, she only in Sydney. I think it was only in Sydney because it wouldn't work everywhere. I don't know. She did this thing where she harmonized with herself, and she had like a loop recorder.
Right.
So she like, boys only want love if it's torture. Boys only want love if it's torture. And then she did like Sydney in the middle. Sydney, and it's in the recording. Anyway, when she sang Blank Space in Sydney, the whole arena did Sydney, like, and then she laughed, and everyone she was having a good time.
Nice.
She went to the zoo in Sydney with her whole... I think they shut down the zoo.
I don't like zoos.
For her and her crew. You don't like zoos? Is this another like human rights, animal rights thing?
I'm feeling like you're a little judgy.
No, I just think I had 4 packages from Amazon arrive this morning, and every time that happens, not that happens so often, but I think that you're judging me a little bit inside.
I would buy from Amazon if it wasn't like for the thing. I don't mind Amazon. I mean, I would prefer to go to my little guy down the road who, you know, is whittling away.
I just needed, you know what? I needed my pasta strainer, and I needed my new mouse, and I just needed these things today. I
To make you
couldn't
happy.
wait.
All right. No, of course. No, I'm not judging you.
F1 starts soon.
It does
Next
start
week, 2
soon.
weeks.
It does. Super excited for that.
Yeah.
But otherwise, we are. It's. I feel like this episode should be entitled "What Happens When Things Go Terribly, Terribly Wrong."
As my child just does something upstairs. I
That's
don't know if you
fine.
could hear that, but something crashed upstairs. Wait, sorry,
But-
what's the episode? What happens when everything
what happens
goes
when
terribly
things goes terribly, terribly wrong? How do you like sort of debug? But we're not talking about that. We're talking about the importance of, it's not just product photography, right? It's the importance of digital assets on an e-commerce site,
Mhm.
and how sometimes entrepreneurs, especially, and startups, sometimes they don't spend their budget correctly. Now, I think they're worried about colors and fonts, and the only thing you should be worried about your font is it not Comic Sans and
Or papyrus.
or papyrus, or is it accessible to to people with disabilities? And they're not spending enough money on the photography. Or we have these wild photo shoots where everything is sort of like, looks like it could be a Vogue editorial. It's just not good enough for e-commerce.
Well, and I think also what needs to be considered, especially in the world of AI and photo editing, is that what you really need is a clean, solid photo of just the product.
Yes.
A lot of the rest you can add in. And I was talking to someone about our guest from last week, Chris Mo, who we love. And I had him go on Amazon, and I was like, just type in keto cereal. And we did that, and we looked at the ad that Chris's team put together, and I was like, you know what they had? Solid single product photos that they can then stack behind each other, add shadows, add a fun background, add this, add that. And especially with Shopify's, it's so funny because there was a lot of chit chat about Shopify's like AI image background generator, which is great if you have a solid regular image first, which is where a lot of people, like, again, we were talking to someone yesterday. Their photos didn't show any depth, so you had no idea what size the product was, and there was nothing to really compare it to. So it didn't look, so you really have to be considering, like, if your product is 3D, you need to be taking it from a couple of different angles.
You do.
To show the 3D-ness of the product.
Damn it. And if it's in a glass bottle,
yeah,
get it together.
Glass bottle's tough. Glass bottle's tough because
glass
of the
bottles,
reflections in the light.
They are tough.
Yeah.
But spend your money on getting a really good photographer who understands product photography. It is so, so, so important. Perspective, how you place your products in a consistent space. Like, I understand that a hoodie is a different shape to a t-shirt, it's a different shape to a skirt. But the pixels, I can't believe I'm saying this.
Well,
it should be pixel perfect from the top of the item or the top of the shoulder to the top of the frame. I mean, I feel like you could also share your screen as well, right?
I'm going to in a second, but let me find... Oh, did they move already? Oh, wow, they moved earlier. That's so interesting.
Who? What? Why are you gatekeeping this information?
All right, let me share my screen really quickly. Frank and Oak did a speech at NRF. I was there. I met the CTO. They were telling me everything was going live in July. Maybe just POS is going live in July and the website is ready. But I bought stuff from their website because for participating in the thing, I got like a $10 gift card or whatever. So I bought some stuff. And the website was so bad. It was like all of the photos were, let's see. All of the photos were like different sizes. It was really hard to use. It was like, you would see pans. It was like photos on the street, photos here, photos there. So I go to the website to show you how important it is for photography. They've already updated their site. This looks beautiful.
Well, there you go.
And now you go to women, you go to new, whatever you go to, and it's like, you know,
Consistent.
again, it's primarily, there is an element, right? Of course, when you're doing like a jacket versus jeans, you can't have.
I don't
like,
mind
this.
Fine.
No, this you have to do. It's also consistent, right? It's like, this
Correct.
is a shirt. This is a shirt. This is pants, right? When
Correct.
you, oh, this is a blazer. Interesting. Okay. There is an element of there where like this should be more close up, I think, on the blazer.
Yeah. But just go up. Look at the cap. Yeah. Look at the cap. It's pixel perfect.
Yeah. Pixel
right?
Perfect.
From the top of the hat to the top of the frame.
Yes.
The padding
this is actually a really nice site. Should we do a last minute site takedown?
Yeah, let's go for it. I don't know this site at all. What is it? Kind of mid-market?
So they're large account for sure. They have 50, I want to say, locations across the US.
All right.
Something in that.
What range? I mean, what price range are we talking?
I would say they're in like the Zara price range, maybe a little bit higher. You can see like 119 for pants, 129. $249 for this coat. Yeah,
but I would say it's edgy as Zara. It's more middle America.
Yeah. Yes, I would say it's more like classics at a slightly higher price point. Than
all right, interesting. And this is, listeners, readers, this is exactly what we're talking about. The importance, because when you go to a site like this, that they're large SKU. It's vital. Your whole site is product photography, independent of what is happening on the back end. And I'm talking about filtering and colors and product page, bundling, and buy the suit, buy the shirt, buy the tie, everything like that. It's pictures of apparel. And this is why it is so important to get it right.
Yeah. And they did a really good, I wish so much that I had the old site to show you.
Maybe got a lot right. I am really, loving the image really text with the...
Everything is really nice. And it's funny too, because if I can show you... Sorry, that took me too long to pull up. You can kind of see here, like the stores are super clean.
Yeah.
And the online, like previously, the online experience did not reflect what the store looked like.
This does.
This is like a really nice, clean store, and they reflect one another, which is super important from just like a brand perspective.
It really is.
And then I want to try and find, is it like archive website? Web
Way
archive.
back when.
Let's see. I want to see if I can pull up a more recent frankandoak.com. You can still see what I'm showing you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
When were you at NRF? Yeah.
Is it going to work?
You'll have to click on one of the snapshots.
This looks like it's maybe the same thing, but I swear to you it wasn't.
Just take it back to December then, or November even.
I mean, it's different. You can see here that the menu is different, but it's not showing. It might just be that Wayback Machine is not doing what we need it to do. Anyway, we can just go back to the main site. But yeah, I think this is a really good, we're not necessarily going to do a takedown of this, but we are going to go through this and a few other sites to just show the importance of photography, right? Mm-hmm. So here you land, it's super clean. You understand that it's well, this is black and white, and I think the purpose of this is that the product is black, so that's okay for them. Yeah. It's not as if the whole site is in black and white.
No, but I think this is very interesting to enter. And it certainly picks up on the entire brand.
Yeah, it does. But here you can see, and even the shirt, even this photo that they've chosen for women and men says a lot, right? It's like this women's shirt, and just because you were talking about, collared shirts, this is like a more feminine collared shirt versus this. like just the way that this V sits, right? Pre-spring or summer, like again, all of this photography is so clean and crisp, and I think there's two, I would say, schools of thought. Some people like Zara like to go for the shock effect, right? So they're doing really, and let's just pull up Zara because I think that they also do a good job. Zara did really well.
Benches on tigers on bananas. Yep, there you go.
Yeah,
Zara.
they're very like editorial, right? Oh, I'm in. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Well, of course, yeah, Zara just makes it difficult for you too.
They always make it difficult, but you can see it's very. I can't
actually get in, but there's a site.
But you can see it's definitely more distracting. It's more fashion. It's not as clean as Frank and Oak is, right? And you go to women, you go to new, and again, you like with Zara, you have no idea what product you're looking at. No idea. But it's interesting. It's evocative. Provocative? I don't know what one of those words.
Yeah, sort of. It's Zara, which is great because they've. Well, I feel like they feel like.
Oh, so look at what they're doing now. This is even Zara's always changing things, right? They're now just doing a lookbook, right? You click on it, they show you the looks in the product, and then you go to the product, and that's how you shop Zara now.
I mean, I'm feeling like this is slightly Pangaea, Sam Crossed.
Is it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's very lookbooky.
It is, and that's that kind of.
But that's what they're going out for, right? If we go back, to Franks and Beans, Frank and Oak. If we go back to Frank and Oak, right? Again, it's just very clean. Let's go to the sale. My browser does not. Oh, that's. I don't like this. Why is this underlined when it's not a link?
Call him. Phone him.
This is cool. I like deepest discount, almost gone. This little kind of sub nav.
Oh, again, Daria likes a sub nav.
This because it's. I clicked on sale, and now this is just elements of the sale. Which
exactly.
Is nice.
Yes, it is nice.
It's not just taking. It's not as if they just have like women, men accessories here that take me away from the thing I just clicked.
Yeah. No, I really like this. Again, it's consistent. Even though
it's consistent and it's clean.
It's not all models, and there are definitely. In this collection, it's actually quite good because all the close-ups are second image on hover. They're all close-up, yeah? So, and that, kind of. They're consistent. This is very catalogue-y.
Yes, it is very catalogue-y, which is interesting.
Which I don't mind. I don't hate it.
Let's look at Pangaea again. It has been a while. I wonder what their photography
So,
is.
interestingly, I used Pangaea as a reference site. We are doing a photo shoot next week for a startup. And they were looking at, give us an example. And I used Pangaea. I actually used Crust as an example of really great, consistent product photography. And I used Drake's of London. Which is evocative, not provocative at all, but very evocative of style as opposed to fashion.
Yeah.
So, interestingly.
But again, here you can see, it's all very intentional.
Yeah.
Right? Pangaea's thing is that this is written on all of their products, and they really stand, they were one of the first, I think, that did super, super close up of the stitch and the fabric, right? I love here that I can see the little stitches in the weave of this fabric. I'm pretty sure this flower is fake. I don't know why I feel that way. It looks fake.
It does look fake.
I don't know if I'm crazy there, but it doesn't look like a real flower, but that's fine. I also sometimes think fake flowers are real. But then I always like that they have a combination of serious and silly models and little Pangaea kids being silly, and then they have t-shirts and all of that. So I think this is still a solid site with solid
their
photography.
Product photography, if you go to collection page, just go to kids maybe.
I should have gone to kids, but I didn't.
Again, it's just this very grid with the kind of
They
lines.
do
See what I
grid, they
mean?
do
They do
no
grid.
models to
Look
start
at
and
this.
then model
Look at
on
this
cover.
consistency.
Yeah.
It is pixel perfect. And again, I'm saying it doesn't matter what the item is. It's pixel perfect from the top of the product
Yeah.
to the top of the frame.
Yeah.
Whether it's a hoodie or a pair of pants, the waistline. You see, this is
It's really, really beautiful.
really, really.
I want
good.
an example of like a bad site. What can we show them not to do? I don't know if I have one off the top of my head though.
Hmm.
I'm going to stop sharing for a second.
Bad
So I can
sites.
think about it.
See.
What have I shopped? What have I bought recently that hasn't been the best?
Amazon? No, just kidding. I'm only joking. Are we talking in the apparel space?
It doesn't have to be the apparel space.
I don't know.
I mean, this is a very interesting one. So this is not terrible, but I just want to show something that kind of throws me off a little bit and how it's like this doesn't need to happen. So actually, Belinda, you tell me if you can sense what's annoying me about this page.
Is it what I don't know what the size of the product is.
I don't either, but they're not fully straight.
Oh my god.
Which is weird. Do you see that? Like it's on like a 5-degree angle.
That's
this
insane.
And this, right? And it's like, why? And honestly, I almost think I would have wanted the second product. I mean, I don't know. It depends.
Yeah, the second product was the first.
Or like the second image, because it shows me size and it shows. And again, there isn't hover on mobile. So
yeah,
it's like,
just go for the first. You see, now I know what size it is. So the woman's holding it in her hand.
Yeah. I don't know why it's underwater.
It's waterproof.
And then this one again, like, why are they not even? Right? Like this is actually photography. The photography itself is fine. It could be a little clearer, but it's the final touches that just throw me off, right? And it's like, why is this one in the middle? This one, and this one's on the bottom, and this one's in the middle, and this one, like why isn't that consistent?
Exactly. This is a really good example.
Yeah. And this is one again where like the photography of the product itself is okay. It's the final touches that it's like they just didn't.
And this is a really good example because it is difficult to photograph bottles and glass. I mean, this isn't even glass. It is difficult to photograph round spheres.
Yeah. But like this, what is this? Why?
Well, so now I'm like nervous because I will look at it and I'm like, okay, so the large one is $12.99 and the big one is $15.
Small one is $15.99.
Right. So I don't know. I'm already completely irritated. I'm gone.
And I actually think they're not like this says net weight 4 ounces and this is net weight 8 ounces. So the smaller one is actually bigger.
Yeah.
This is 4 ounces, this is 8 ounces. It does not make sense.
So this is why, and this is where friction areas come in. Now, I would just have one and let people choose which size they want. It's not, oh my God, yeah, I see what you mean. I feel like I'm leaning.
It's like on a little bit of an angle. I feel like I'm getting, I hope I don't give you vertigo.
Right?
Yeah, it's okay. I'm going to stop sharing, but I think everyone gets the point that it's like there's little things that just like I don't fully understand why. Again, when they had the good initial product, it's basically like they need a new Photoshopper who like has a structure and it's like use this format and kind of this mask.
Why not just take it from an angle that's slightly up so you can either see the top or the bottom so I get to see the dimensions.
Yeah. Very strange.
Show me.
Let's look at I don't know if this is going to be good or not. But nope, that's not it.
Well, grocery's another one. Yeah. Okay. In the grocery kind of market.
Yeah.
You know who particularly bad as well, unfortunately, like travel and leisure, kind of
But
hospitality,
look at
tourism.
this. Look at this. And this is like, again, they have a bottle. They actually have the bottle lying down, which is interesting. It allows you weirdly to see a little more of the shape of it.
Yes.
The only, for some reason, this one is like a little, this one over here is a little bit higher than the others for some reason. That just seems like an honest mistake. But it's not actually, and this one's a little lower. So again, there's still something here that I don't know why they don't have like this is, you have a template and you put the new product on top of the template. So that's, it's really interesting that they're kind of not doing that right. I'm trying to think about, there's a hair product that I
mind this. I think it's better.
Yeah.
I just don't think there's any excuse. While you're trying to find it, let me ask you this question. Lifestyle, I don't mind that. Lifestyle photography.
Yes.
Or this ubiquitous second image on hover. I mean,
there isn't one word, right? I think that like and again, it very much depends on multiple things. One, obviously the product. Two, what you're trying to accomplish. And I think number two is really important, right? So you kind of have to think, and this is also something that would be good for A/B testing, right? So for Diva, for a curl product, right? People are very concerned with the texture of the product and the color. So this is very important to kind of show what it's like, right? But people are also concerned with how it looks, like a before and after. So I have seen a couple that will actually do something more like this, like a model shot of what hair looks like styled. The problem, though, is that this is much harder to like get. And I actually ran across this recently where I was looking at a hair product and more than one product had the same model photo before and after. And I was like, well, which product did she use? This one or this one? How do I trust you now? I can't trust you anymore. So I think that
really, it does
this is very interesting. It's blue. And of course it says no poo blue, but I didn't like think about it until I saw it. Like, yeah, this is super important. But again, something to test, and it would be something interesting to see, like, well, what if you use something else?
It would be.
I don't know why I can't think of, Amika?
Lifestyle photography. Lifestyle. Do you use stock, or do you spend the money on
I hate it so much, and it like locks me in there
so much. I also don't know where that growl came from. It was just like a visceral reaction to spin to win. It's just like, I'm done with spin to win.
I actually haven't been seeing it that much, which is nice. But
I'm still seeing someone in Des Moines bought this product 20 seconds ago.
Well, so your question was about lifestyle. And again, I think it depends, right? I think that, like, do you need to see your product, like, frolicking around Manhattan? Especially if it's...
Always.
Like, you have to, again, think about the product. If you are selling suitcases, you might want to show it at an airport or in transit or kind of walking around.
Yeah.
If you're selling hair care products, you can put them in a bathroom, but that matters less, right? Lifestyle matters less. And I actually do like the lifestyle, quote unquote, that Amika, whatever they call it, do. They just have open bottles. They sometimes have hands. This is ridiculous. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen right here.
I mean, I feel like it's 1999
But
magazine.
like, this is perfectly good lifestyle here.
I like that.
Right? Where it's like a grid, you got some, and I actually think this background is AI generated, and then they added in the product here.
Works for me, making it work for you.
And like, I do think spraying things are good. Let's go to like bestsellers. I actually do like, I mean, I don't think they have it consistently, but this is kind of a cool thing. It's not good for necessarily SEO, but it is good to get me to click into the next thing.
Why? I actually want to learn more now. I'm like, whoa, there's information here, so it's good. And then I kind of like this product page. Wow.
Yeah, the product page is not bad.
It's traditional, and then and yet the image.
But again, like, these are funny. Nice. Like, I don't think that they found it. I think they maybe have a white bathroom and they like put an orange overlay on it.
which is fine.
But like that works, right? And I think a lot of it can be AI generated. This is kind of the before and after shots that you'll see, which I like a lot. Before and after styling. Stop with the offers. Should we touch on offers a little bit?
It'll be a segue into our next, because we definitely must do that one when we record. We're going to record on Monday.
Yes.
So,
all right,
in our
let's
next
go back.
episode,
Let's stop sharing.
We're going to talk about offers.
Well, we've talked about photography for half an hour, which is good. So we could wrap this up. I'm trying to.
We've got to wrap this up now.
So I think there again is no one size fits all answer, but one thing that does fit all sizes is that you need at least a clean photo, and you need to follow a script for each photo. And actually, we had a client, I don't know if you remember this, but they switched photographers. And the dimensions of the photo changed, like how close the product was. And they needed to like re-edit either all of the old ones or all the new ones. I don't know if you remember that, but it was a nightmare.
I also remember you going on photo shoots to dodgy little townhouses in Brooklyn.
That was important.
Kind of.
But you need to you need to have a clean photo with a clean background. You need to show dimension if that exists. And again, there is a reason why like cereal boxes are shot on a 3/4. Like you want to show like 3/4 is a really good. Honestly, if you could only take one photo, take the 3/4 photo. If your product has any dimension to it.
Yeah.
Clean, consistent. If you are editing after the fact, please, for the love of God, use the same template and put things on top of each other and start them at the same place. You should act also like, if given the choice, the bottom of the frame is where the bottom of the product should be, so you have some sense of size. Don't use the middle for things of all different sizes.
Right, let's just talk about sizes quickly, because this could be, because it's a question we get asked. Okay, my hair's just actually also gone mad.
It's a dev day, Belinda.
It's a dev day. It is a dev day. What size? People like, it's a square. Yeah, fuck it. It's a square. Then we're like, yes, your product photos will be on a square. And they're like, what size? I'm like, just make it a square. Well, but the minimum should be 1,000 by 1,000.
At this point, it should be 2,000 by 2,000, because you can always scale, make them square. You can always scale down. You can't scale up. And then for width wise, you should be going for like 3,000 wide when you're doing a full width image by however tall you want it to be.
Exactly. Let's talk about rectangle.
What size should it be?
If you're doing, if your product or your collection grid, they are rectangles, what size should it be?
We usually do 1,000 wide by 1,250 high for the grid. So you can also do like 2,000 by 2,500 if you want to scale it up a little bit, and then flip it if you want.
Exactly. So that's it. Just do it.
But also just make it a square and make everyone's life easier.
Correct. Just make it a square. It doesn't matter if your grid is a rectangle. Just make it a square.
Yes.
And for lifestyle, consider fucking mobile. Don't think we're just going to make it smaller, or we can just take half of it. Whatever.
No, that's very
true. Make it a rectangle. I think, that's again, my only advice.
Well, the other piece for lifestyle is like, again, you can run a perfectly good, great business even with an AI background and your photo like in the middle. Like another example, let's say you sell shoes. Take some damn pictures on a white background of your shoes at a 3/4 angle, and then generate a rainy background and put the shoes on the sidewalk. Done. Thank you.
It's just not that difficult. But the initial product.
Same thing with the suitcases at the airport. Generate the airport. Put the suitcases in the airport. It's like, guys, come on, let's go. You don't need to go to the airport. You don't need to go here. You don't need to go here.
No, not anymore.
Not
all right.
Anymore.
Let's wrap it up. We will be talking about. For some reason, I was going to say we will be talking about Powerpuff Girls, but we're talking about pop-ups.
We can
that
do
spin to win was just like.
It really
Pop-ups,
was. We can maybe do pop-ups.
Offers.
Yeah, let's just do that and like mailing list in general next episode.
Excellent. See you next week.